Hi, I'm Phyllis from southernfrugal.com. This morning we're going to have, of course, another green smoothie, but I want to talk to y'all a minute about this green smoothie journey that we're on. I have definitely found out that you can lose weight with green smoothies in the morning, and part of the reason for that is that we actually timed it yesterday. We can actually go 7 hours without even remotely getting hungry. I mean, you don't want to snack, nothing. And the reason for that is you're getting a lot of pulp or a lot of fiber in the smoothies when you're eating them raw or drinking them raw. And plus I figured out that the calories from the peanut butter, and I've got my notes right down here, for one person is 190 calories for 2 tablespoons of all natural peanut butter, and the calories from the almond milk is about 45. And now this is the unsweetened almond milk. So what does it take to make a smoothie sweet without adding any sugar or anything extra? It takes carrots, grapes, bananas. That's what it takes. Now there might be other fruits that would be sweet, but anyway, it makes it taste good. So if it tastes good, we're going to keep doing it. That much I know. Plus my oranges are really sweet now. They're riper than they were when I first got them at the farmer's market, so there's another thing. So I wanted to make sure I covered everything on my notes. All right. If you buy your produce organic, of course it's going to cost more. But think about it this way. If you have your smoothie in the morning and that smoothie takes you right on through lunchtime, you're not going to have to buy lunch or fix lunch, right? So then that just leaves your meal at night or your supper, dinner. So you've saved money because you're actually missing a meal. That's really what you're doing. And you're getting the protein the same as if you had eggs for breakfast. The only thing that you're not getting in this would be the whole wheat or the grain. You're really not getting that. Now, sometimes we use peanut butter. Sometimes we use sunflower seeds. And then that would be raw sunflower seeds, and sometimes we use chickpeas or some kind of dried bean that's been cooked. That gives us our protein. So in the end, you're really saving money because you're missing one whole meal a day that, you know, even if you cooked it at home, is going to cost you some money, right? So in the end, it really works out to be better than if you didn't have the smoothies. I mean, unless you're just eating cereal for breakfast, which I hope you're not. But anyway, here's the other thing we found out. The cooked greens are not as digestible as the raw greens. They're really not. And you can probably guess how we figured that out. But anyway, over the last many weeks, we've been doing this. We have cooked greens maybe twice a week. And the results are pretty much the same. You go to the bathroom a lot more when they're cooked. When they're raw, that just doesn't happen. So it's been our experience, both me and Mr. Bucky's, that the raw greens are much better as far as digestion goes. And I think the biggest reason for that is they've got all the live enzymes still in them. And so your body just digests them easier. Now, wouldn't you have thought it would have been the opposite way? I would have thought it was the opposite way, but it's not. And the other thing about the smoothies, and particularly the green smoothies, is that you're getting all these vitamins and minerals. So at 10 o'clock in the morning, you don't need a donut with coffee. You just don't. You don't need anything. And then you get on to lunchtime and you're not hungry. Your body's not calling for anything because it's already got everything it needs. So I think that's the biggest reason you don't get hungry, is because your body is satisfied. You know, your body's really smart. So when you're not getting the right nutrition or the nutrition that your body needs, that's what makes you snack and all. You think, oh, I need something sweet. That's always what you think. I need something sweet, or, you know, I've got to get a hamburger for lunch because I need that animal protein, when you really, really don't. So anyway, this has all been an experiment for us, and one we're going to continue, hopefully, for the rest of our lives, because it's made such a difference in our lives. So I think that, you know, just experimenting with what works for you is the best thing. But just get that green in that smoothie, and you're getting all the enzymes, because the greens are alive, and so is the fruit. Everything's alive until you heat it up, and when you heat it up, you kill the enzymes in it. Now, I'm not advocating a whole raw vegan diet, but certainly you can incorporate some of those healthy aspects into your diet and make things a lot better for yourself. So anyway, I'm on this campaign to convince everybody they need to drink green smoothies. Now, if you don't have a Vitamix, a blender will work. Not quite as good as the Vitamix, and it's not as quick as the Vitamix, but it works. Now, you also lose weight. That's something else that's very interesting. And here's something I wanted to mention. I always thought a calorie is a calorie. It's really not, because your body uses calories in different ways. So a calorie in a fresh fruit is not the same as a calorie in a piece of chocolate pie. It's just not the same. Your body doesn't use it the same way. And so anyway, knowing that means go ahead and eat as much fruit as you want to. I mean, unless you're on a restricted diet, if you're diabetic or something like that, you wouldn't want to do that. But there's certainly some fruits that you can safely eat, even if you're on a restricted diet. So, and the greens, unless you're on a restricted diet to do with some kind of heart disease where you can't eat greens, or you take Coumadin or some other kind of blood thinner, then of course you couldn't do this. But if you're not, if everything's just, you know, okay, then you ought to be able to do it just fine. All right, so now there's my little speech for this morning, and I'm going to definitely call this video the green smoothie journey, because that's what it's been for us, and it's been a very good one too. All right, so this morning we're going to do things just a little bit different. I can't see my screen. Let's see. There you are. Okay, I think I can see it. All right, so this morning we're going to go ahead with the kale again. I've already washed it and everything. And with the kale or any of the greens, just go ahead and put all those big stems in too, because you've got a lot of nutrients even in the stems. And you do want to try to vary your greens a little bit. Now, our favorite is kale, and kale is also the one that makes us feel the best. But you want to kind of vary it. We vary that with even collards. All right, so next I'm going to do my carrots. I did peel my carrots. So I'm using 2 carrots this morning. And I will put this information down below in the description. Now, if you're doing green smoothies, y'all please leave me a comment. I don't want to feel all alone in this journey. Now, this morning I'm going to put a zucchini. Isn't that pretty? So I'm going to go ahead and put a zucchini, which is going to be mostly water, but there are certainly some nutrients in it, and as with most things, probably the most nutrients are in the seeds. In this case, there are very little seeds, but anyway, I'm going to go ahead and put that zucchini in. Yeah, it's going to be full this morning. All right, that's probably a 1.5 cups of grapes. Now, I did figure out, of course, the calories on the peanut butter and on the almond milk. So, you know, we're in good shape there. All right, I'm going to have to get some of this ground up before I add the rest in. Now, I'm basing all this on a 20-ounce smoothie. In order for it to hold you, you know, for 7 hours, then the smoothie needs to be at least 20 ounces. Now this morning, I've got a little bad place on my orange there. I think I'm going to go ahead and juice the oranges. Now there, just squeeze them in, just so I don't have to be bothered with the seeds. All right, so I'm going to get this all ready and we'll be back. All right, I got the oranges juiced and we've got everything added into the Vitamix. So we've got kale, carrots, zucchini, red globe grapes, 2 bananas, peanut butter, and let me see if you can see that. Peanut butter, and this is some frozen almond milk, and I'm going to go ahead and add a little more almond milk. Now, we have stopped adding any kind of sweetener to the smoothies, and hopefully we can continue with that. But anyway, all right, so here we go. I think I'm going to need a little more liquid because we don't like ours quite this thick. And whatever extra I have, I go ahead and freeze it. All right, here we go again. I'm not even going to taste of it this morning because I already know it's really good. All right. All right, here goes. Super good. There's a zucchini in here, carrot, and kale. You cannot taste them. You would never know there was a zucchini in here, ever. And it's definitely sweet enough. All right, we'll see y'all next time. I'm going to put the information that we discussed earlier about the calories down in the description. And just what we talked about, I'm going to put some of that down because this 20-ounce smoothie will take you for 7 hours for sure. And I mean, if you think you need a donut or some kind of snack at 10 o'clock, you might. I mean, you might think you do, but it won't be because you're hungry, okay? And it also, it just sharpens your thinking. It really does, because everything's all ground up. Your body doesn't have to work at digesting it so much because it's already ground up, right? All right, see y'all next time.